Your tiny forearms are killing your overall arm physique. Forearms aren't an accessory as most people treat them. They're the cornerstone to an aesthetic and attention-grabbing arm. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 strategies that will transform your forearms and significantly improve your overall arm aesthetic. Now, before we jump into the 3 strategies, let's quickly go over how our forearms are actually made up so we understand why these strategies are effective. The forearms, often overlooked yet extremely crucial, serve as the cornerstone for a sculpted arm physique. And they're not just there for looks, as they play a crucial role in grip strength, along with determining your performance across various exercises. Comprised of 19 muscles, each with a specific role, some aiding wrist movements, others supporting the elbows, the forearms are the backbone of attention-grabbing, awe-inspiring arms. And now that we finished the anatomy review, let's jump into the first strategy, which is to integrate heavy compound movements. Compound movements not only help improve the strength and size of major muscle groups, but is a means to comprehensive strength and growth, including your forearms. Compound movements recruit the forearm muscles as stabilizers and challenge your forearms directly through grip strength. A compound exercise uses several muscle groups at the same time to perform one movement, and examples include deadlifts, squats, bench press, overhead press, and many other exercises. And when you're performing these exercises with heavy resistance, it directly challenges and stimulates the forearms, and it places substantial demand on these muscles, effectively exposing them to intense stress and tension, ultimately leading to growth. Now, studies have shown that either implementing a overhand grip or a hook grip is the most effective for increasing your forearm size and strength. Therefore, if you're performing a heavier set on any compound movement, consider integrating one of these 2 tips to directly increase the forearm activation and ultimately forearm growth that you'll see. And over time, the consistent challenge and stress, coupled with proper form and progression, leads to significant gains in forearm size and strength, making compound movements a cornerstone for comprehensive forearm development within an optimized strength training program. And that wraps up strategy number 1. Now let's jump to the second one, which is going to be vary your wrist positions during arm exercises. Adjusting wrist positions during an arm exercise isn't just a tweak in form, it's a strategy to improve your forearm activation and growth. By altering the wrist position, you change the emphasis of the forearm muscles, leading to a developed and well-rounded physique. For example, if you switch from an underhand grip to an overhand grip on bicep curls, it alters the load, primarily to the brachioradialis and the forearm extensors on the outer part of the arm. Then alternatively, when you switch to a supinated or underhand grip, it shifts the emphasis to the biceps, but also recruits the forearm flexors located on the inner part of the arm. Changing the grip on any arm exercise is a very valuable tool to improve your forearm activation and overall size, and in my opinion, it's extremely underutilized. Plus, these variations will kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as it not only is going to be working the forearms, but it's also going to work the elbow flexors. And if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more fitness videos and content. And that wraps up strategy number 2. Now let's jump to the third strategy, which is to optimize your training frequency and volume. Just like any muscle group, you need to train your forearms if you want to see any kind of growth. And it's essential that we incorporate direct forearm training into our workout routine. Now, each muscle group has an ideal training volume that will provide the most growth, and the forearms are no different. When looking through the research, science has shown there's an ideal number of sets per week that we should be performing. Now, before we jump into what that number is, there are 2 definitions we need to discuss so we have a better grasp on this training volume in general. The first of which is minimum effective volume, which is the minimum amount of volume that can stimulate muscle growth. The other important definition is maximal adaptive volume, which refers to the range of volume in which the lifter achieves the greatest gains in muscle mass and performance. Now, the minimum effective volume for the forearms is only 2 sets per week. So if you want to do the bare minimum and get almost no results, then 2 sets per week should be your goal. Then alternatively, maximal adaptive volume is 12 sets, and this is a number that we're aiming for. So if you incorporate 1 to 2 forearm exercises twice a week, this will get you pretty close to that number. And now there's one other definition that we need to discuss as well, and that's maximal recoverable volume. And this refers to the maximum number of sets that you can do for a certain body part across the week and be fully recovered going into the next workout. And studies suggest that the maximum recoverable volume for the forearms is around 20 sets per week. So if you want to go over the 12 sets per week, that's perfectly fine, but I highly recommend staying under 20 because then you're teetering on the line of overtraining. Now, unfortunately, the majority of the forearm muscles are slow twitch muscle fibers, meaning that they're resistant to fatigue, and it makes it a lot harder to actually have any increase in muscle size, similar to the calves. And because of this, the maximum recoverable volume is lower lower than the majority of other muscle groups, as the forearms are heavily used in day-to-day activities and also incorporated in other muscle group training, as we discussed with the first strategy. But optimizing your training volume for the forearms will set you up for success and lead to the best results down the line. And a bonus tip to make your forearms appear even bigger is to improve your bicep and tricep size, which will make the forearms pop even more. So what you need to do next is check out this video here, which is going to go over 3 strategies to help improve your overall bicep size and your overall arm physique.